What is up, y'all? It's your boy, DM, Aaron Raphael Amin. We got the homies over here, Mr. WENDELL, or otherwise known as Wendell, aka Suicide Shinoboy. What's poppin'? We got Ohio Hex, the wonderful JC Smith here. Stone, back on the keys, the man in the chair. And just a couple of notes for you guys. Uren had some things to do today, so we will be playing Sans Uren. And as our characters are struggling for their lives in suspense, racing against time that is encroaching upon them, this beast is probably going to get them unless Airsid can show up on time. So we'll see what goes on there. Just to give you guys a heads up of what's going on. But in that case, I think with everything being said, we have no updates. We certainly just hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend, and we thank you as always for tuning into the stream. We're going to go ahead and get started with some recap here. Let's see. Get my notes out. All right. Oh, hey, is that Airsid?
Yeah.
Hey, you came just in time for the recap.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Sorry again.
No, you're fine.
But here I am.
Nothing to complain about. And then Stone music is off. There we go. All right. So, last time, our characters, our party, found themselves on the edges of this magical storm emanating from what they presume to be Il Hayed. And on the outskirts of this turbulence, they all seem to be affected by some sort of strange power that brought them deeper and deeper into themselves, giving them dreams, visions, and perspective on their choices and their lives lived thus far, showing them their past in a new light and allowing them to divulge whatever secrets they may have found in their subconscious. During that night, Kanua alerted the party to an arid-seeming assassin, a man clad in black with only knives on his body, swiftly taken by Cain. In the morning, it was time to set out towards Il Hayed and the nearby green elf forest of Tomomori. On their way, they found Arid's finest mounts situated within the trees. And just further along, they could see their black armor shining in between the trunks of the forest around them. They crept slower and slower until a large sound was heard. And finally, the giant that they'd been hearing the past couple of days made itself known in all its gross glory. Airsid, attempting communication, decided to rush up through the trees and speak to it, finding out quickly that it wasn't just moseying around, it was running. A psychic pulse radiates through the forest, affecting not only our party but Arid's soldiers, and a fiend nearby, a sulfurous smell closing in quickly as a flaming sort of gorilla-like creature busts down through the canopy and causes vines to snare the soldiers and party alike. A quick combat was fought, and surely enough, the fiend took a life, taking down one of Arid's finest through its gullet. And as soon as it did, it exploded in a flame of fury, anger, as it broke out of its gorilla-like form, like a shell, like a cocoon. This horribly grotesque, bipedal, spiny, frog-like creature emerged. And that is where we find the party, in the midst of battle. All right. And first up, we have, it looks like, what is that? Oh. Okay, moving up. This creature, you see the empty form of the gorilla that once was there, and this frog-like creature emerging out of it. It snorts and as you can see saliva and some sort of mucus draining down its maw as it looks around and eyes the party. And it takes a quick look at who seems to be in charge of Arid's finest. They order their soldiers to close in.
Oh shit.
Have some attack rolls here. And only 2 of them can get close enough. The leader with their mace pointing at the creature rushes in, brandishes it, raises it high, and brings it down swiftly.
Fuck it up.
And the creature looks at him and snarls as it grabs its arm, its hand taking up both its forearm and bicep, looking at it and snarling as it cannot seem to make a hit. The soldier brings up its sword and begins to slice towards its arm. And again, he takes the arm he was already holding and pushes him down into the ground and roars this guttural snarl into the forest around. You can feel the trees around you shake. The vines surrounding you begin to coil and tighten. Seeing this, it looks like this one is going to try to provide backup. And as it swings, it takes its foot out of the body of this gorilla and grabs the hand of this soldier and stops it from hitting them in sort of like this strange acrobatic show of force. The Arid's finest swings again, and finally brings down its sword into its thigh. It screams as you see like this green sort of ichor start to ooze out, and a smell starts to permeate the area, like sulfur mixed with the like mud and swamp and rotten fish just exuding out of this creature.
Gross.
Very.
Pretty nasty. Okay. Next up, we have Kanua, who is... he sees Ice Scale and Branch, and he looks, he says, well, mates, we'll see you near the city.
I go, oh, motherfucker.
And Ice Scale and Branch are already moving. If you want to push them up for me, please.
You sons of bitches.
Okay. And you can see the giant start to kind of sniff the air around him, as you can kind of see like a small, almost transparent cloud start to develop around this creature. All right. And it sniffs the air, and it kind of like spits towards the creature, and it takes a huge swing, knocking down trees as the club glides by towards this creature. Let's see. And the frog sort of jumps out the way, letting go of the soldiers as the club hits the ground. You feel the ground rumble underneath you as it starts to crawl on top of the club towards the giant's arms.
God.
And it's going to try to shake it off. And I need everyone within a 15-foot radius from the frog-like creature to make a dex save.
Yeah,
That does look
that's
like you as the tops of the
Am I
canopy.
in a
No.
15-foot radius?
No.
Thankfully not. As the tops of the canopy begin to crash down around you.
10.
I'm gonna get trapped under a tree.
As the trees fall down, you can see their branches, and like you're just sort of taking in the experience. You see this creature crawl out of the body of another. There's a flaming sphere behind you. You're trying to assess the whole situation, and it's moving all too fast. And as you look up, the trees are already upon you as they smash, boom, right on your body, and you take 16 bludgeoning damage.
Hello?
Holy shit, that tree fucked your shit up.
Some big trees
Onto Kane.
onto Kane, and you are knocked prone.
Oh my god.
And let's see, and that is more than half your health, my guy.
If you fucking
Go ahead and make a
unconscious
con save for
because
me.
of some trees.
Oh my god.
This branch just flies down and hits you right in the head.
19.
19? Okay, you're fine. Your vision starts to blur, and you quickly snap yourself out of it, trying to push the tree off of you and having something to ground yourself. And you can see through the branches, the giant has taken its club and flipped it over, sort of while the creature is clawing on it, and stabs it into the ground and manages to get the leg of the creature right under the base of this club, doing immense amounts of damage. You hear this creature just roar as you can hear its legs and bones breaking. Let me roll some damage. Hey, what's 3 times 8? Is that 24? Yeah, that's 24. And I'm going to roll on the critical injury table for this fool. And you can see those who are close enough, mainly Narissa and Airsid, that there's like sort of like splinters just forcing themselves out of this great club because it's been forced into the ground so hard, and they start to impale pieces of the creature and its leg. You can see one piece going straight through its right thigh. It's pretty messed up as it has just taken. I'm not going to tell you how much damage, but just know it's nasty. Okay, Kane, Ray, what's poppin'?
Oh boy.
Hey, what? Really quick, what happened to my giant friend?
He's still there.
He's right here.
He just did all that damage.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong creature. Okay, I gotcha. Sorry.
You're fine.
God. I guess I'll
What you gonna
cast
do, bro?
healing word on myself.
Can you roll me 2d10s, please?
Oh god damn it.
You just kill yourself with a healing word.
fuck. A 7 and a 10. 75?
17?
Is it? It's a 10. It's 1-0, so 17. Okay. Okay. Awesome.
God.
You cast your healing word. Go ahead and roll health.
Okay.
The rest of
You
the
never
trees
know.
fall.
I mean, what if it could heal you and then simultaneously, insta death everyone else?
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Kane's the only survivor of this encounter.
Every other person is dead.
Nice. That's 10 healing.
That's 10 healing. As you cast your healing word, you quickly take a strum of your violin, and you can see the notes sort of pop off and begin to twist themselves upon each other, growing larger and larger until they turn into this bubble that pops around you. And you can feel the most refreshing energy you ever have. Your wounds start to close, and you feel a little more energized as you realize that some of your magic is back. Go ahead and regain a spell slot.
Oh, nice.
shit. Nice.
All right. Is that all? Is that your whole turn?
No, I'm going to also inspire. I'll inspire Narissa.
How so?
Oh, geez, I don't know. This really hurts, but I'm gonna try and channel my inner you and lift these shits off of me.
And you say that, and you see your friend in pain, and you're like, no, like I have to help them. You are inspired, and it is your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna get out of the stupid motherfucking vines if it's the last thing I do.
Yes, you are.
So I suppose I'll... I don't know. If I rage, I just have to attack by my next turn, right? End of my next turn?
Or get attacked. Yes.
Or get attacked. Okay, I'll do that then, because it'll give me advantage.
Okay.
So I'll rage, so hopefully I can get out of the stupid.
Okay. That cold chill runs down your spine. You're focused. Everything is silent. You have your target, and it's these damn ass vines.
I'm sick of this. All right, I will rip them apart.
Will you?
I will certainly try. Natural 20.
Okay, awesome.
Let's go.
And in this like cold silence, you grab these vines, both just huge handfuls, and rip them off your body. And as you tear, you see that they sort of start to cauterize with this blinding light as they're ripped from the rest of their body, and you are freed. Bonus action. Are you doing anything else?
I don't know what we should be doing. I will look at like Nonary since he's like next to me, and I'll be like, I think it's wise if we get out of here. And I just kind of point in the direction we were heading.
I will follow your lead as he begins to simply just run.
Okay.
And he's gonna take a chance, and you see him. He pulls out a book as he's running, and you can see him muttering to himself as he starts to get faster and faster. But you can see his feet prints are leaving some sort of magical residue. I got to roll for him.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. What's going on, my guy? How does the magic treat you?
Damn, that was really far.
He be running.
He did cast a spell. Let's see. Who's not? There's so many. 1, 2, 3. And like lightning starts to bounce in between all of Nonari's footsteps, trailing past him as he runs until finally they arc out and shoot towards
Oh, fuck.
Kane. Melissa,
Oh, tight.
I need you both to make dex saves. As you can see the string of lightning,
bro.
it shoots towards both of you, splits into a fork, and then it begins to shoot towards each other in between you and becomes taut like a stream as you can feel the electricity tracing through
That's
your...
another natural 20.
I got a natural 1.
No.
All right. And you take... Oof. So
I'm just like-
Melissa-
Dodging lightning.
Dodging, yeah, these lightning bolts like Neo or something.
Oh, no, not the dice. Okay, not bad. Narissa, as this lightning bolt tightens between both of you, you feel it sort of charge through you, but you immediately like stomp on the ground. You're still grabbing onto these vines, and you've sort of grounded yourself. You happen to take 6 lightning damage. However, Kane, you are caught off guard, and you being under the... Did you stand up on your turn?
Nope.
Okay, so you're under the trees. You can't roll away. Everything's crowding around you, and it traces just right into your body as you are shocked full force for 12 damage.
God.
Jesus.
It's a good thing I healed myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Because that would have killed me.
I didn't move. Can I move?
Let's see. This time I will let you. Nonari's already taken his turn, but I'll let you do it this once.
Okay.
I did. I asked you. Okay, we are at the top of the round, and Ersid, you are the only one who notices this. The psychic blades that are spinning around Uren as he tries to fight them off begin to coalesce and become something a lot more tangible and material, still shifting between that reddish, pinkish, sort of like bluish color until it turns into what you kind of surmise is a claw. And you can see the shape of what you can only presume to be some sort of draconic figure take a hold of Uren, and in its grasp, he disappears.
What the fuck? Oh, God.
What?
And on that note, you see the creature that had just the fiend sort of crawling itself out from under the giant's club, and it's ready to make an attack. And you are on deck. What are you gonna do, my guy?
Okay. Who's the little triangle?
That is a flaming sphere.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna. I don't know which one Kane is.
I'm behind
So,
Narissa.
He's the one right next to the little pyramid.
Gotcha. Okay, so how far is that? Like,
From you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's about 45 feet away.
okay, so I'd have to dash, right?
It sounds like it.
Okay, so I'm gonna. Is that an enemy near him, or is that Narissa?
That's me.
That's Narissa.
Okay, great. Okay, so I'm gonna go over there with them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get to Kane, and then I'm going to give him my last potion.
Okay, I think that's fine. So he throws you the potion. You have it.
Okay.
I don't know if I can let you drink it as like a reaction.
What if I shove it down his mouth?
If you use your action, if you're using your action, I will allow Kane to drink it.
Alright.
Okay.
Well, let me ask you this, Kane.
Aerates it.
Are you alright? Like, do you have anything else? I can see that you're taking quite a beating.
I mean, I have spells, but I'm hurt.
Right. So why don't you take this, and I'll just stand guard for you until you take this potion.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hold my action, and I'm going to attack anybody that is going to attack Kane.
You can hold your action if you don't feed him the potion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna feed him the
he's not
potion.
doing it.
I'm just gonna
Okay.
protect him until he takes the potion.
Okay, and you see Kane under the tree struggling, and like as you push up on the tree, all three of you see the flaming spear flare as it begins to rush in to the nearest creature.
God.
Can you make me a
my
dex save
God.
at disadvantage?
Oh my fuck. Oh my god.
Bro, we're trying. You have two
Oh my
bodyguards.
God!
It
What's
doesn't
going
matter.
on?
That's
What?
The
that flaming
flaming
sphere
sphere is
is
gonna hit
attacking
me.
him.
It's not a creature, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do about it.
Wait, can I attack that? It's attacking him.
No, it's not,
Not a creature.
Yeah, it's nothing you can
10.
fight. 10?
Yep.
Bro.
A 16 and a 5, bro. You better not. You better not.
Oh my god. No.
How much? Say it!
And as it rushes into you, it starts to catch the tree around you on fire. You can see the leaves one by one beginning to light like candles, and they finally reach your body as you go up in the midst of flame and take 8 fire damage.
Oh my god. Oh my god!
Oh god. Ah! Screaming.
Let's see this, and you see this fiend. It crawls up on top of the club and it rushes on top of the giant, running up its arm and going to slash at its face.
Out here dying. Every time. It's so funny because you're always getting hit and I'm like never getting hit. It's always fine.
I didn't know bards were supposed to be the tanks.
Oh my god. And as it rushes up this giant's body, you can see its hands digging into its arm and its wake and pulling out flesh as it rushes up. The giant screams and roars. Again, it's rushing. It finally makes it up to like his tricep, pulls a huge chunk out of its shoulder, and then it begins to gnaw on the giant's face. Let's see. How much damage have we done?
Oh my god.
You very.
No.
All right, and like you can see it just taking chunks out of its cheeks, going for its eye. The giant is simply screaming as it flails about, throwing its club everywhere wildly. I need, as he picks up that club, I'm gonna need Narissa and Airsid to make a dex save, along with the rest of Arid's finest.
Why is that?
Because of the giant swinging its club wildly.
Oh god.
$17.
Okay.
17 too.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. And you see this club fly up and you dodge right out of the way because as it's coming up, you see it knock all 3 of Arid's shoulders right on their ass. They take a few bits of damage. You can hear their armor chinking and crunching into the ground. They stand up, they look at each other, and they begin to rush.
I just imagine me and Narissa both like do the Neo back bend right as the club swings over our faces.
Just at the same time.
All right.
And you're still laying down, right, Kane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this tree is definitely on fire.
No problem.
Right. And then,
Oh my god.
let's see.
God. Oh my god.
Okay. I'm going to roll a d6 here.
Stop.
Okay. And you see those same like psychic blades that were surrounding Rin begin to surround Kanawa as he's rushing, and they clasp down upon him, and you can just hear him laughing maniacally. It's like they didn't even touch him as he rushes through the trees. And at this point, Branch and Icescale are so far away, you're having trouble seeing them as they make their way weaving between the woods. It is the giant's turn, and at this point he's going to grab the creature off of its face, doing his best to rip him off. Okay, awesome. And he grabs him and he begins to squeeze him in his hands as he's holding him up in the air, but the creature is pushing him back with all of its might, so the giant pulls back like a pitcher with great form and chucks him across the forest.
I love that image.
Let's see. Okay. And as he does, you see the creature just breaking branches, breaking limbs as it's flying until it hits a few trees about 30 feet away, and it cracks, and you hear this loud smack just across the forest as it slides down and begins to growl and starts pouncing towards the rest of you. Kane, you are under a tree. You can smell burning leaves as the smoke starts to drip into the air. More leaves catching and catching and catching. What do you do?
Oh, God.
And while this is happening, it looks like you guys are fine, but this giant is making its way downtown quite quickly.
I'm going to... I'm going to use that potion.
Okay.
It's just standard, right? 2d4?
Yes, sir.
Plus 2?
Plus 4,
Plus
right?
Yes.
Plus 4.
No, wait. No, it's 2d2 plus 2. 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah, for a standard.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pretty sure.
I think it is.
I don't remember.
Because I think it's always plus however many dice you roll.
Okay, that's
Looked it up. That is correct.
6 healing. Then I'm going to use Healing Word on myself again at 2nd level. So I hope this doesn't fuck everybody.
Hoping.
Okay, go ahead and roll me 2d10.
Yep. Here's one. And should I just do the percentiles? Does it matter? They're the same, yeah?
Yes. You'll do one percentile and one that's
percentile,
just
one.
like flat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
63.
63. What are your cantrips?
My cantrips are... Sorry, one sec.
You're fine.
Cantrips are Guidance, Mage Hand, Minor Illusion, and Vicious Mockery.
Okay, awesome. You cast Healing Word, and the flames start to pull from the tree itself and force themselves into you, cauterizing a lot of your wounds and helping you feel a little more reinvigorated. And it bursts almost like a firework into the vicinity, and Ersid and Larissa and you, Kane, all have a mote of fire in your hand. For the next few turns, or for the next while, you're not sure how long, you can cast Firebolt.
Firebolt!
Awesome.
Cool. And I can heal, right?
Yeah,
My
you're
Healing
healing.
Word still goes off?
You're healing.
Okay. Nice. 8 healing.
Okay. Awesome.
And then I'll fucking stand up.
Okay, that's 15 feet of movement as you push this burning tree off of you.
God damn it. And then I'm going to use the rest of my 15 feet to get the fuck away from the fireball.
Go ahead and move yourself. Narissa, what's popping?
Yeah, I think we're getting out of here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would like you to roll 2d10, please.
$89. Pretty high.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
As your turn goes on, like you're seeing Kane get out, and you just hear this very joyful laugh coming from the distance, and you look over and you see Nonary, and he's simply just smiling, like he's ecstatic as he's running through this wild magic and pushing forward, trying to catch up to Branch and Ice Scale. It seems like he's having an absurdly good time.
I'm like, oh no, something's wrong. Yeah, I will start making my way this
Downtown.
direction. Yeah. I'll just like whoop, put Kane under my arm and start running.
I'll need an athletics check.
And I was damaged, so I'm still raging.
Okay, cool.
22.
Easy enough. You rush and you grab Kane along the way, and as you do, you're not slowed down by his weight. You fling him over your back, fireman carry, push, bless you. Looking good. Get as far as you can. And as you run past this soldier, he sees you and he's sort of like dazed by this giant creature just stepping over him as it rushes through the woods. And he sees you, and not knowing if you're a threat or not,
Fuck this bitch.
he swings.
Is what it is.
Get out.
I'm like, motherfucker.
As its mace comes and swings back, and you feel it crack into your back, and right as on your spine you hear one of the stars like from the mace poke into your back. Blood flies everywhere. Kane, you see this as it splatters up on your coat, on your face, and behind you. You take 13 damage.
Okay.
Damn.
What's half of that?
It's a 6.
All right.
Awesome. Is that as far as you can go?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just like, God damn it. Ow.
If there is anything to play in this campaign, it's Barbarian.
Let's see.
Just flex through it. I'm simply too in the moment.
I just realized that Kane, you have more HP than I do.
Do I?
Damn. You see those psychic blades again cross around Kanawa. And he just kind of like knocks him away with his great club as he begins to rush down through the forest. And as you're looking, Ersid, you feel the of the flames around you next to that tree. It's catching, and it's starting to get like some of the bush and like weeds around it on fire, starting to get near the base of other trees. You start to see all kinds of like squirrels, rodents, bugs, and endemic life rushing away from this area. And through the branches, an orb of fiery might comes crashing into you. I need you to make a dex save.
Sorry, mate.
$14.
Man. And as it does, it passes through you, catching all of your body just on fire. Anything you have that is flammable is beginning to burn. You start to pat yourself out as you take 6 fire damage. It is your turn.
All right, I'm just gonna. Had to damage myself. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking get out of there.
Are you trying to use all your movement? Is there something specific you're trying to do? Are you trying to go a certain way?
So I saw you move Narissa and Kane on the map, so I know who they are. Which direction, referencing from the point of reference of the giant, is Nanari?
Nonary is he's here.
The video has delay, so if you could just tell me which one, describe.
Okay, I was expecting that delayed. I don't know how long it's delayed. He
He's-
is roughly 10 feet away from Narissa and Kane,
Yeah.
to the right.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think if I use all my movement, is that 90 feet?
Yes, if you take 2 dashes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna do
you guys
that.
move him 90 feet, just in the same path as Narissa and Kane.
I mean, ideally, it would. Oh, he just used his reaction to attack them, so he can't attack me.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Air's as fast as shit.
Hell yeah, that's what I like to see.
And as I'm passing them, I look at Kane and I'm like, as I'm like running, blowing past them, "Oh, you did that! Hey, back then!"
And you see Erisa just rushing past you. Nanari kind of sees you, and as you pass him, he gives you a look in his eye like, "Oh, you want to go fast? Like, let's see what's going on."
Oh, Jesus.
As he begins to catch up, if you could go ahead and just, we're gonna theater the mind of the rest of this because we don't have enough screen left. But Nanari just passes right past you. He already had a head start though, so no lack on you. And as you're running, you guys hear just the same as this creature busts out of the flame in the trees. You see fire start to spread everywhere. It's catching on its body as it begins to run on all fours towards all of you. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and say it is here, and it is going to make a swing on Aird's finest. And it swings, but the soldier brings up his mace and begins to block it, but he gets pushed off balance, slowing him down for the rest of this. They all are running, weaving in and out between the giant. The giant begins to run, boom, 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 and Erisa, you can just hear him, "Get away," as it's swinging its great club back behind it, trying to stop anything from coming near him. I need you all to make a deck save, please. Fuck.
Please be good this time.
Another natural 20.
Damn.
I got a
good.
dirty 20.
Don't waste all those.
I know, literally for I don't
16.
even need 'em to
16.
be that good.
Okay, awesome. And as you rush, you can see these trees just breaking, branches falling down. You have to hop over them. You got to get over them. A couple of them try to land right on top of you, but you all swiftly just dodge out of the way. You see a couple of one of them lands right on top of Eric's finest, stopping him right in his tracks. He reaches out, calling for his leader, screaming, he says, "Dion," and as that voice comes out, it is cut short as you see the claws of this creature just go through his throat, ripping his head off, throwing it back into the woods as
Screaming.
it starts to rush
Hell
towards you
no.
all.
Hell no.
Bro, this is some Jurassic Park shit.
Yeah, honestly,
Like,
that's
oh
exactly
God,
what
no.
I was thinking.
Yeah, the arm falling off onto you.
They're all running. The giant is still gnashing and running until finally he sort of like stops and turns around and brings his great club high above the trees. As you look up, you can see the birds flying around. The sky clears as he brings his club right down, aiming for this creature as it rushes. And as it does, it hits the ground. I need you all to make a deck save as it feels like the ground has just lurched from under you as you are left subdued in midair.
22.
Are you shitting me? That's another natural 20.
Don't waste those.
Shit.
You
Bro,
gotta be
she's cheating.
careful.
This is the most bonkers thing that's ever happened.
18.
18. Okay, you guys are all good.
You know, if you took all of those natural 20s and you just actually were attacking, you could have killed everybody by now.
Yeah, I could have, but no, she's just so fucking good at dodging.
you guys are rushing, you feel the ground kind of layer itself back under your feet. You guys are good, calm, collected. Well, maybe not calm, but definitely ready to go as you rush. How are Arid's finest doing?
Hopefully they all trip and get their heads ripped off.
Yeah, a couple of them are rushed, are just on the ground. But you can see the one who seems to be the leader falls to a knee, but picks themselves back up and starts to run, but leaves the other two behind. In front of you, you guys have actually lost trace of Kanoa and Ice Scale and Branch. They're completely gone. And Ersid, you can see what looks to be. It's hard to make out because it looks just like another piece of the woods around you, but you start to realize that these trees seem to be planted in a very determined way that almost kind of resembles the walls of like Burnwell and the other cities around you. It's about 90 feet ahead. Go ahead and make a perception check for me, please. And you guys can all make this check.
Oh, perception?
Yes.
25.
19.
Mm, 17.
17. Okay. And you guys all see like the tree line sort of shaking, and you see the silhouettes of bodies sort of hopping through and rushing towards your guys' position. And at this point, you see this frog-like creature start to bound its way da-doom, da-doom, up on top of the giant's club again. And
Fuck.
right. Yep, all those are definitely hits.
What the fuck? I saw you roll 3 things.
I think it attacks 3 times.
And as it's going, it almost like somersaults up this giant's arm as it's ripping and clawing away flesh. You can see blood splattering into the air. The giant screaming until finally this creature jumps on its head and sort of like uses all of its body, all 4 limbs, to crush in as it takes a giant gash out of its forehead. The giant kind of like stalls, and you can hear it screaming as it falls down behind you. I need...
No,
Definitely.
my giant friend.
Definitely Kane and Narissa to make a deck save. As this big, like, large body falling on top of you, you see the trees breaking behind you. The light that is permeating throughout this area is blotted out as a shadow cascades upon you.
19.
And you
Nice.
guys make it out of the way just in time as a large thud just poof, hits the ground, and you can see this creature just mauling at the giant as he begins to like pull and claw at his face. And you look behind, and like now that the tree line or the surrounding area isn't covered by this large body, you can see the flames that were once on this tree beginning to raise the area and encroach upon you. Let's see. Anything you guys are trying to do? Are you guys just running towards the trees, just running towards what looks to be like this stronghold?
Yeah,
Where are you guys
probably.
going?
I'm like, maybe one of you should call out in Elvish as she is ducking and dodging and twirling around. The most graceful thing.
How close is that frog fuck?
Ooh, roughly, we'll say 30 feet away.
I'm gonna cast Blight on him.
What kind of save, Con?
You're casting
yes.
blight on the
Of
fiend?
18.
I would like you to roll a percentage die.
You got it. And yeah,
Sure.
I'm casting Blight on the fiend.
He's gonna chase us if we run away now.
I think he was going to anyways. Okay, here we go.
What's up? What's up?
82.
Okay. I thought that was damage for a second. I was like, what the?
How?
Just vaporized him.
Yeah. Okay, understood. All right, looks great. So as you cast Blight, you kind of raise the orb as this green ichor just shoots across and aims straight for this creature's body. And as it hits, you can see a lot of it start to like splash everywhere around it. It doesn't seem to be getting inside as it begins to knock part of it away. Go ahead and roll damage.
Can I have some D8s?
Absolutely. I think JC can help you.
Where are my?
I've got three.
What level spell is Blight?
Fourth.
Here.
If it's not fourth, it's fifth.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Where's my other one? Eight.
41.
Dang.
Okay. And it splashes, and you can see just like a couple of like pock marks on its body begin to fizzle, and it sort of like snarls and looks at you, and you make eye contact with its just soulless, lifeless, brown black orbs, these amber spheres that are just staring into your soul as you realize that you didn't do as much as you wanted to do.
You said, uh-oh.
As like the ichor begins to splash off as it hits it, they all begin to coil into these small orbs that twist and turn and fly into the sky, and they start surrounding themselves in like this huge large circle around the parameter around everyone who's here, the giant, the creature, the soldiers, Ersid, Nanari, and you all look back as a flash of light just sears the area.
Oh God.
Okay.
For sure.
Solar flare?
Maybe.
Meteor shower.
Meteor swarm. We all die.
Ersid.
Oh God.
You blink as this blinding white light kind of like takes you out of your, kind of blinds you, and as you open your eyes, you're staring at the flaming trees behind you. You're much closer than you were before, and you realize that the ground underneath you is sort of soft and fleshy as you take a giant hand right to the face. I need you. Let's see. Actually, this is just an attack roll. Yeah, dude. I mean a 22.
Oh fuck.
Nope.
What?
I'm gonna say no this
No,
time.
yeah, obviously.
Yeah. As you take 6 damage and are knocked flying, you realize that you are on top of the giant, and as you are in the air, you see in front of you, the rest of you chasing Ersid, this spiny, almost amphibian creature lurches up from the ground and turns around, and it's in front of you now.
Oh fuck. Did they swap spots?
Wait,
Oh,
so did a creature just come out of the ground?
No, you magically like swapped spots, I think.
Yeah, you did.
No.
And Ersid, you could look up and you see these silhouettes inside the trees. They all jump down with these spears and halberds and sort of fly down into the ground, stabbing around the giant, but being careful, you can tell, not to stab into it. And you see a host of green elves in front of you, and they're all looking around confused as they see you there and not the creature, and you can hear them in Elvish saying like, oh shit, where did he go? What's wrong? You look past and you see a couple of them who are kind of clad in like robes and garb, starting to somatically with their hands in the air and sort of control the fire behind you. They are gonna go ahead and roll some shit. Let's see. Okay, awesome. And Narissa, you feel your glaive. It sort of like begins to vibrate in your hand and glow with a soft white light. Ersid, you feel the same as your bow begins to sort of like warm against you on your back, your rapier in hand, doing the exact same thing. Same with all the lancers around you. They're looking around, they're looking at their weapons as they begin to glow, but no further effect from that you can see. As you guys are rushing towards this stronghold of trees and arbor, this creature is in front of you. It's doing its best to get in your way as it swings at the first of Arid's finest. It definitely makes a hit as it takes its foot high into the air and grabs him by the face and forces him into the ground as he takes a couple of damage. And with that force, it jumps off, flying into the air and coming down from the trees on top of you, Marissa.
Can I attack it as it comes into my space?
Feel free.
Then I will. Come on, I hope I didn't waste all those fantastic rolls on dodging.
20, 20, 20, 20, 20.
Yeah, that was bad.
Fuck.
What do we got?
Because I wasted all of them.
What is it?
It's like 9.
No.
And you strike up into the air. You can feel the vibration of your glaive guiding you as it just slides right past, like you just barely bounce off of one of its spines as a claw comes up from under you. And at the same time, you get out of the way as the claw just flies right past your face. But at that same moment, you just see a gnashing of teeth as they begin to bite down around your head. Yeah, that one definitely hits. You dodge out of the way and you can feel all of its teeth like needles piercing throughout your shoulder blades, your chest, down the side of your arm for 18 damage.
Jesus. So 9?
Yes, and I need you to make a con save. You as well, Kane.
Great.
Con?
Fantastic. Really cool. Is it poison?
You don't need to make a con save.
All right.
No. Good. Good. 21.
All right, awesome. And like you can just smell, like as soon as this creature opens its mouth, it's like a whole swamp or sewage just exudes from it. Like if you could see stench, like you see those cartoons with the green lines, like it's like that but worse. Like this smell is nearly opaque, but you sort of quickly get some cloth around you and cover up the smell. Next up we have, let's see, the Arid's finest, who's left in the ground, is going to keep rushing towards the stronghold. Behind you, you see all these lancers. They kind of get up as the giant takes its time to flip its body over. Airsid, I need you to make a dex save.
I'm like, help. I'm getting eaten.
Airsid,
Yeah.
I need you to make a dex save.
13.
Okay, you're definitely flipped off the giant and have gone prone as it starts to rush back into the forest. We are going to go back into initiative here, and Airsid, you haven't had a turn yet, so I'm going to go ahead and give you your turn now. Roughly, we're going to say 60 feet ahead of you, you can see that the creature has taken your place and is attacking Narissa.
Okay, so I'm sorry. There's a lot going on, so I need just some clarifications. I'm trying to pay attention as close as possible.
Okay.
Did something jump down? Was it green elves that were here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did understand that correctly. They are near me.
Yes. They're all surrounding you. They're on around the giant. They're not on top of it. It's got up. They got out the way. You fell off, but they're still there. There's a couple of other green elves kind of dealing with the fire behind you. And in front of you, you can see the rest of your party and those who have been running from this creature sort of fighting it at a standstill in front of this fortress of wood.
Gotcha. Okay, great. I've got a clear picture. So how far is the closest green elf from me?
Oh, like 10 feet.
Oh, okay. So I can
We'll
talk
say
to him.
15. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna yell at him in Elvish, and I'm gonna say, "Hey there, mate. I fancy seeing you here. I'm a friend." And then I want to describe my two friends, Narissa and Kane, and I'm like, "We're not trying to hurt anyone, so maybe we could all, take down this monstrosity that's in our way."
They sort of look at you and they look around at the area, and you see a couple of them dash off. There's one who sort of keeps eye contact with you. He seems to be the leader, and he sort of dashes off towards the creature.
Okay. And I still have my rapier out.
Okay.
Is it? Can I switch? What does it take to switch weapons again?
It's an interact with object, so it's a free action to stow one of your weapons. I will let you draw your bow as a bonus action if you would like, but then you can no longer dash. If you drop your rapier, you can just grab your bow, no problem.
Okay, I'm gonna drop my rapier, draw my bow, use a bonus action to steady aim, and then shoot the fiend.
Okay, awesome. Go ahead and shoot with advantage. You draw the bowstring taut. You can feel everything around you quiet. As you close one of your eyes, it's within your sights. You're imagining like a crosshair on top of it as you let loose the arrow with a large thump.
15.
15.
Hits.
Kill it, please.
And as you strike, it strikes true at the top of this creature's head, right into one of the spines where the arrow breaks upon itself, and it continues to focus on Narissa.
Damn it.
Anything else you can do with your turn?
Damn it.
Nope. I've used all of the things that I can do.
Cool. Thanks for trying.
Absolutely. Let's see. Okay, Kane, it's your turn.
I'm gonna slice at him with my rapier.
Okay, you draw your rapier.
Bastard.
Let's see. Are you going to move to get flanking?
Yes.
Okay. Here, that should be fine. I believe we agreed on a +2.
Yeah.
+2.
Strange how often that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not flanking very often.
No.
All right, here we go. Don't
swing.
swing this very much. 17.
17. You flip out your rapier and you dash in, and you can feel right in between its spines where it begins to break in between the skin. That same nasty greenish ichor gets out. That stink assails you, but it hits.
Nice.
Come on.
All right, here we go. 10 damage.
10 damage. Okay.
And then I will inspire. It said, I will say, I've seen you shoot better than that before. Come on, mate, take his eyes out.
And Ersid, you're feeling pretty good as he says that. Narissa, it is your turn.
All right. Might be a little risky. but I think I'm going to attack him recklessly.
Have fun.
You also have inspiration.
I know. Come on, come on. Natural 20.
Let's fucking
Okay.
go.
Do you want? Let's see how that turns out.
Okay, so it's 2d10. Where's my other d10?
Smite him, almighty smiter.
Not incredible rolls. $22. 24?
24 total.
I think so. It was a 4 and a 3, and then another 4, the radiant,
Okay.
and then plus.
So 4,
Two.
3, and 4. Okay, so that's 11 plus 26.
Oh, okay.
So 27 plus your 2 from rage.
Mm-hmm.
So 29?
No, that should be 39. 39.
What the fuck?
Yeah, because
Yeah, because
crit.
our crits
Yeah.
are actually
Yeah,
really
the crits
nasty.
are nasty.
Holy shit.
Will you go ahead and roll 2d8 for me?
2d8.
Split this
Yeah.
fucker in half.
I would absolutely like to. He's trying to kill me. 14.
14. Narissa, how do you want to do this?
Thank fucking God. As he like bites down, I will just like take my hands and like rip open his mouth, kick him, and as he's like flying away, I'll flip the glaive around and it will like light up in that like glowing radiant energy, and I will just slice him clean in half as he like bursts into that radiant flame.
Fuck yeah.
And as that, like, as your blade crosses across its underbelly, you can see in slow motion every single rip, every single tear as it slices. You can see its guts flying out, and before they even begin to drop out of its abdomen, light accosts it, coming straight from your glaive, blinding not only the creature but everyone around you as you hear a thunderous rumble that shakes the woods around. And as your sight comes back, you see each half of this creature lying on the ground beginning to decompose with as this light instead of flame traces its body and sends ashes to the sky. Narissa, you are now level 5.
Oh shit.
I'm like,
The green elves rush up to you and they begin to brandish their lances, their glaives, everything around them, and they sort of have them pointed at you. You see in the distance, Airsid specifically, Kanua and Ice Scale are sort of like pinned up against the trees, roughly 90 feet away from you, as they're being interrogated, it looks like, by some of these green elves. One of the green elves behind you steps up onto you and kind of taps your shoulder as he looks at the rest of the party. And you can see they're all dressed in sort of like they wear cloaks that are green and mossy and reflect the foliage of the surrounding area. Their pants and their sort of like what looks to be leather armor are a very stark red that almost blends in with the trees of the redolent wood. The one who seems to be the leader has sort of salt and pepper black hair tied into a very serious top knot. Their skin is a lighter brown, a tad bit lighter than Nonari's. As you see a very clean face and eyes as green as the most beautiful and verdant woods you have ever seen, looks down upon Narissa and Kane. So, what is all this then?
He's talking to us, I said.
You all. He stepped past Airsid.
Oh, okay.
And as he says that, he looks at you, Airsid. I want you to make a roll flat wisdom.
flat wisdom mean? Just like a flat roll?
Yeah, just D20 plus your wisdom mod.
14.
14. Okay. You there's a strange feeling you get when you look at these people. You have memories of like playing with the children in this forest. Like you start to see this forest as something from your past. And as you look at this man, you realize that he has these golden tattoos, sort of like stars etched under his eyes, obviously through scarification and pushed in with this gold pigment. And you realize that that signifies a leader in this community. That's what comes back to you.
Cool. I'm gonna say, excuse me. Yeah, sorry. You know, we didn't mean to make such a commotion. What was your name? I didn't catch it earlier.
And he is looking at your friends, and he turns and he sort of looks at you, not with his whole body, just with the side of his head. And he tells you that his name is Kakizu.
One more time, sorry.
Kakizu.
Cocky zoo?
Yes. K-A-Kizu.
Cool. Got it. Akizu. I say, Akizu. Nice to meet you. My name's Ersid. These are my companions. Well, most of them, one of them. Well, we'll worry about that in a bit.
I am afraid I am going to have to ask you all to leave. As you see, all of these green elves around you are brandishing their lances towards you, spears out, keeping a good distance, but definitely showing some sort of force.
Oh, I didn't think that we got off on the wrong foot. Please, Akizu, you wouldn't have host a fellow green elf with you? We just need a place to stay.
Go ahead and roll persuasion. Also, for your information, Kakizu, not Akizu.
Akizu.
Ka,
Ka.
with a K. K-A.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay, for my persuasion, anyone else can feel free to help. But I got an 11.
If you rolled, I think it's too late, but I do believe you have an inspiration.
You are inspired.
That's right. Okay, what is that again?
D6.
Is it D6?
Yeah. Roll a 6.
16 total.
Nice. Not bad.
Kakizu is still kind of staring at you with this half stare, emotionless. He looks around towards his men, and he just sticks his hand out and lowers it as all of the lances and spears and such lower in unison, and they all sort of stow away their weapons and stand at attention. He looks at you all. I will be escorting you. All of you will stay in our sight.
Sure.
Yes, of course. You know, this is your home, and you know we'll respect your wishes.
And he begins to walk as the rest of the soldiers sort of surround you. Bringing into the fray is the leader of Arid's finest, who is being suspiciously silent as they sort of clamor around you. Nonary is talking to a couple of them as they escort him back, and he's still smiling and beaming. Well, wasn't that an interesting turn of events?
I'll say.
You seemed pretty happy about it.
I must say, this certainly is not what I was expecting. I would say it's more. If you'll excuse me. And he, like, quickly speaks in Elvish, and for those of you who can understand Elvish, he persuades the guards around him to get what he can from this slowly disintegrating fiend, as he sort of investigates and tries to come back with a couple of scales, ash, whatever he can find. After some time, go ahead.
That was Arid's finest, the captain.
Nonary.
Oh, Nannery. Okay.
And after some time, you guys can see that there's a small collective all surrounding Kanua, Branch, and Ice Scale, and they are actually tied together, their hands behind their backs. And Kanua's like, mate, we've done this before, mate. Look, it's not like we're trying. You can just hear him try to explain his situation as they bring you towards this. It just looks to be a wall of trees, and Kakizu stands in front of it as after a while those two what look to be mages rush back. You can see that their garb is a little flustered, some of it burnt, some of it you're not sure what. You start to see like mushrooms and other things growing across their cloaks as they stand parallel to Kakizu and press their hands upon the trees as they begin to the trunks sift into vines and sort of pull open like you were going under a jeweled curtain as flowers bloom, and you step into what you can only presume to be the ground floor of Tomomori, where you see flower beds, mushrooms, all kinds of fauna spread about, coasting in between a sort of a moist and soft river, very shallow as it pushes across the land. And you take your gaze up as you see built into these trees are bridges and leaf-like homes that are stationed around the center of a lot of these trunks. And they begin to walk you in, until finally you make your way towards what looks to be, you would almost equate it to an arena, as you see steps that divot into the moist ground, all barred off by different types of foliage, different types of trees that you've seen nowhere else. Beautiful vines, red, purple, orange, yellow flowers decorating this area, that these steps sort of form a semicircle around. And there's a small stage where above you see a large arcing mass of trees, vines, and wood. And atop you see a mask that looks sort of like a person and sort of like a deer. Antlers jutting into the open air. And standing under this arch looks to be a woman, frail but elegant, their posture still showing some signs of health and status as they look at you with flowing green hair that seems to float out, carried by some mysterious energy. Soft yet beautiful wrinkles course down the sides of her face and cheeks as her blue and red eyes swirl together, looking at you all, looking over you as a party. She nods as Kakizu looks back. We will have a conversation. You will tell us why you are here, and we will decide what we do with you after.
Okay.
So as he's
Sure.
talking to me, all I can do is focus on the absolute beauty that is this green elf woman with my eyes glued.
And you see they sort of smile, just quickly enough for you to notice it as it disappears. And she opens her hands. Welcome to the graces of our humble home, Tomomori. And we're going to go and break, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you guys in about 15 minutes. All right, you guys, we are back from break. Thank you guys for tuning in. Just a quick shout out. I'm sure you guys have seen in the chat, but our Discord is open for all you fellow viewers who want to just come and hang out with us and chat with us. We opened it up. We've seen a lot of you coming in, so thank you for joining. We're happy to interact with you there. Couple of shouts out real quick to Giant Dad, of course, for doing our theme. They always kill it. Beyond the Review, our friends who happen to love movies. If you like D&D, I'm sure you guys will like something like that as they review their some of their favorite films. Mates of Fates is in chat. They're always killing it. They're actually going to stream tonight. They're doing a charity with the Trevor Project, so be sure to tune in, be sure to donate, be sure to hang out. Our very own Stone's gonna be there. They're all killing it, so shouts out to them. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and
Can I give a quick shout out?
Go ahead, give a shout out.
Well, first of all, I want to apologize to all our viewers that I was late. It's Eid. It's a Muslim holiday, so shouts out to all our Muslim viewers, which is probably none, but maybe we'll get some later, inshallah. So Eid Mubarak to everyone.
Eid Mubarak, inshallah. All right, well, let's get back into it. Let's see here. So you stand in this, hold on, let me get this pulled up so you guys can see what I'm describing here. If you guys want to take all those dudes off besides your characters, that'd be great. So you stand in this sort of shrine of some sorts, full of trees and these steps that come down made out of the dirt and the soil of the area. You look around and all of your compatriots are nearby. Kanua, Branch, and Icescale are still hands tied behind their backs, but they're sitting down, they're being reasonably compliant. Every once in a while, a guard will pass Kanua and he'll make his plea to be released, that they trust him, but he gets a swift stick to the back and they just kind of leave him alone. You see the two survivors of Arid stoically waiting their time for this woman at the head of this stage to kind of review you. She slowly steps down and begins to pace, and it's almost like she glides across this forest floor. What streams that trickle in between the mud between you and her don't even seem to splash as her feet step into them. She looks over you, and Ersid, she casts a heavy eye on you, looking at you very closely before she tends to the rest. She, with her back turned, stands near the center of the shrine, and you hear her voice from everywhere, as if it's not speaking from her, but coming from the forest itself. So, what brings you all here?
Just look at it, said, and maybe you should take point.
Nonary kind of like looks around. Well, if I may.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry. There was something wrong with my mic. Okay. Sorry.
It's okay.
So as she asked that question, and I kind of get like broken out of this trance that I have with her, and I'm like, we're just we were three travelers, and then we're my friend here, Nanori, and I point to him. We were on an expedition, and we needed to move in this direction. Originally I was going to, ask politely to be, if we could seek refuge with you, but unfortunately, those dastardly Erid's finest, they muck everything up, and then turned into quite the ordeal. So we're very grateful to your scouts that came and assisted us. So that's what we're doing. That's why we're out here.
And you see the masked leader of Arid's finest slowly turn their head towards you, and then back at this woman who still has yet to face you all. They look as if they are about to speak, and they simply fall silent and take in the situation. Nanori begins to speak up. If you would allow, I'll explain that we are here to investigate the strange happenings surrounding the Redolent Wood. We believe they are coming from Ilhaid, and as soon as he says that, she puts her hand up and turns around. You all have said enough. However, it is our responsibility as the guardians of the forest to remove you from the premises. This illness cannot be exacerbated any further. And we do see we bring your magics with you. They are highly volatile at this time. It is not safe. Mokangaki Igasho. And the guards sort of like surround you, and they tell you to stand up. And you see the leader sort of kind of take point with this shaman as they begin to speak. And those of you who can speak Elvish sort of like hear bits and pieces of this conversation. Roll perception for me.
And unfortunately,
Sorry, one sec.
Take your time.
I don't speak Elvish, so I'm just chilling.
13. You get a couple of words, lots of buts, maybes. Can they? What if they can be trusted? We maybe should take a chance. That's all you really hear as you begin to be escorted out of this shrine.
Look, we're not trying to hurt this forest. We just needed a way through. I mean, as you can see, we stopped the fiend. Perhaps there's information that you all have that can help us, or we can help you.
I mean, I presume that you all don't particularly like what's happening right now in the forest, and so that's what we're here for. Is we have an academic, a scientist here, and we want to get to the bottom of whatever's going on in the forest here. So if you could please, help us help.
You. Help us help you.
Besides, our friend disappeared. We can't very well leave without him.
One of you can go ahead and roll advantage, not advantage, persuasion, please.
Yeah, I was just trying to help out Kane so that he could roll advantage.
Do you have persuasion as a skill?
No, I don't, but you're right. I was just trying to help him out.
Don't worry, I'm taking it into account.
14. Yeah, 14.
You would like to help us. The leader sort of speaks up. What is it that you can offer?
Well, I'm magically inclined. I like to think that maybe once we find the source of whatever's causing this magical storm, we can stop it. Get things back to normal here.
Also, our friend, like I mentioned, Nanari, he's been studying this. Nanari, and I like elbow him. I'm like, come on, speak up. You know, you know this stuff. He's here. He's here to. He's been studying it in. What's the school you went to, Nanari?
And he speaks up, like addressing the couple before him. I am a scholar from the Manu Academy, and we have contact here that has reported these strange happenings, and obviously since my report things have grown, so I think it might be a good idea for you to let us investigate if our magical prowess may be able to rid you of this situation. And the two sort of look at each other, and not nary one word is spoken between them as the man disengages from her and walks past you and starts to lead the rest of his guard. They take you silently to what looks to be sort of like a pit almost near a river's edge, pushing you in down these carved out stairs, and you find yourself in a soiled, sodden room, very moist and dank in here, as you can kind of see a couple of ledges. As you guys all make your way in, you hear the leader speak up. We will keep you in here until we have made our decision. Consider this a courtesy, as we do not push you immediately outside of our walls.
Courtesy considered.
Aaron, so I would know the name of my father.
You would.
So I want to go up. I don't know if you and I had talked to about what his name is, but I have a name for him. So can I go? I want to whisper into, like, kind of go close to him and kind of hush hush and say, courtesy accepted, and we're willing to do what you deem necessary to come to your decision. I was just wondering, I was wondering if my father was here. His name is Shobin.
Go ahead and roll perception or insight.
That's 13.
13. Let's see.
I did perception.
You did perception. And you're talking to Kakizu, correct?
Yeah.
He looks at you. Shobin,
That's right.
stay here. I will speak to the rest of the Mokangaki. We will tell you
Alright,
if we
great.
know anyone by the name of Shobin.
Okay, great. I appreciate it.
And he sort of walks off as the rest of the guard follow in line behind them. You can hear Connor just, "Hey, mate, these ties, these cuffs here, can you take them off, be a little more comfortable?" As they completely ignore him. And a couple of the mages behind you, they raise their hands up, and with it, a sodden wall of soil raises from the ground and locks you all in a dimly lit room by bioluminescent lichen that is lining the walls and ceiling.
And so, like, as the door closes, and maybe there's like a brief pause, and then I just look at everyone and I'm like, well, that went all right. That could have been worse.
They
Sure.
didn't kick us out.
Nope, they just threw us in jail.
They did. We are in jail. And she's gonna start like playing with the moss and like looking at the bioluminescence of it.
Fair enough. You hear a voice, muffled, the sound of metal sort of tinging behind it. Tell me, what do you hope to gain
Oh, this fuck.
by naming us as the assailants in this situation?
Are they with us? Are they in here?
Yes,
Oh
Aaron's
no.
finest.
yes.
Is it just him left?
There's two.
There's two of them.
There's two.
Well, you are the assailant.
You did attack first.
Did we?
Yeah. Do you remember the part where I was walking
Yes.
and you all surrounded me? Very hostile like?
And was a blade ever connected with your skin?
No, but they were drawn.
Yeah,
You
mean,
I just
I
had
think
my violin out.
If a blade connected, you can't wait until the blade connects with skin. Don't be ridiculous, you fucking idiot. You have to. That's a threat. You have to apprehend the attack, not after you've been cut.
The way I see it, we simply were preparing ourselves. You are of the descent of the arcane. I can
Right.
smell it on you here. Disgusting.
Exactly.
In
Therefore,
arid territory.
oh, piss off. This land is for the elves. You know that.
If we're in arid territory, then tell me why you're here in jail.
Because he knows he's in the elves' land.
We were also part of this altercation. We simply abide by this province's rules, however they are under the jurisdiction of Arid.
Is he tied up?
No,
Well, you and they didn't
Damn it.
fare too well. And we're fine.
we came with a small battalion, yes. We were not prepared for a fiend, no less a giant.
Now, remembering that you came with a small battalion, it was you who drew, or tried at least, to draw first blood. And I'll pull out one of the daggers. One of your mates came and tried to take us in our sleep.
That's right.
May I see that knife?
No.
Well,
Wouldn't-
just
I wouldn't
show
want,
it to him.
yeah, I'm showing it to him. You look with your eyes,
Oh.
not your hands. Wouldn't want you doing anything crazy.
I can assure you, no violence, no blood would be shed here. There are more of you than I, and this is time for conversation. As much as I would like to never speak to you again.
Well, the feeling is mutual.
And they take their time surveying the knife. Kanawa is, well, what's all these then? exactly what is happening right now? You know these blokes here,
Well, I don't know them, but I know them.
and you, one of those blokes with the black armor. You sent that man to kill us. So what's stopping us from taking your head off right here, mate? They got us all in here, in this cell. You said, Doc. The person in armor speaks up. Which is why I would like to keep things civil. I, Dion Sunshock, will take responsibility for my underling. They were never told to assassinate those they find in the redolent wood. However, it seems they have taken it upon themselves to make quick action. And it seems you've made quick work of them. For that, I do apologize. And thank you for weeding out the weak.
Flashbacks.
What was the second part of his name? Dion
Sunshock.
Shock.
Why are you here?
Same reason as you.
You're trying to find out the source of the fucked up magic.
Exactly. It is a scar, a sin, an atrocity upon arid ground. We came to investigate the Green Elves, and while in the redolent wood, it seems that there were violent forces afoot, one that we are all privy to. You cannot blame us for being on edge, as it were. However,
Sure.
it is our duty as a realist, as Arid's finest, to deal with this kind of situation. All this magic, it's nothing but a distraction. It's nothing but a farce. And something like this, a storm, well, I believe it well within our rights to find a solution to this problem.
Well, we're trying to do the same. And since most of your battalion is, bit to dust, suppose you should all go back and just let real adventurers take care of it.
I mean, we did talk with your constituents, with the King of Burnwell as well. He knows of us.
So, you spoke to Daigo.
All right, time out. Does Arid's finest, are they under the command of the King of Burnwell?
No.
No, they were
No,
working
yeah,
with
They
him.
just have an alliance.
That's right. Okay, no, I thought they were from a different land. Okay.
We did speak with Daigo and King Iltar.
And you do understand that I supersede Daigo. As well, the rules of Burnwell only adhere to their kingdom.
Sure.
This is the kingdom of Arid. Our word is law.
Well, I believe in this province, your law means piss all.
Certainly not. However, we do abide by the laws of the Green Elves. They, in all their right, were born to this land. So, we let them keep it. We let them care for it. And as you can see, things seem to have gotten out of hand.
But that isn't their fault.
Yeah, I don't think through any fault of the Green Elves.
That is yet to be determined.
So, are you on your way to a very long-winded apology to us, or are you still getting around to that?
Exactly what do I have to apologize for? Again,
Well,
I have taken responsibility for the one who tried to assassinate you, accusedly. I have defined my position as being threatened and ready to eliminate those of any arcane persuasion. And now I sit here asking for civility and honesty as I have put forth. So, if you continue to ask more of me, I am not sure how much more I can offer.
But-
Okay.
Once we leave this camp, will you then turn? Try to attack us? If we're heading in the same direction? How do we know you won't?
Well, I am flattered to see that you are worried about one man. However, indeed I am one man and one soldier, as they sort of cock their head towards one of the finest who is sitting there just kind of silently watching the conversation go by. And I count 7 of you. So, I do not think it would be in my best interest to attack.
No, it would not.
right, I didn't know how many more of you are out there in the wood. I didn't know if you'll call for reinforcements. I mean, what are we supposed to do? We seem to be at a bit of an impasse.
If you call this an impasse, you have much to learn. I understand the laws of war, and if this were a battle, you have already won. And yet you keep me alive. Sure, it'd be under the supervision of the Green Elves. However, no hand has been brought down upon you, and neither have your hands been brought down upon us. Blood has not been shed. I have no reason to attack at this point.
Okay. Sunshock. You're gonna go back to Irid, presumably. Relay what you found, putting it all on the Green Elves for being bad, so that you can go on your righteous quest to end all magic users, blah, 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 blah. But we're gonna go and actually solve the problem and not make it about anybody else. And when we do that, you can give us a reward. You know, for solving your problem, your scar, as you call it. In your land of Erid.
I think this might have to be an intimidation roll.
Okay. Intimidation. It's okay. But not when you roll a 4. That's 9.
Great.
They sit up straight. They look at you. Mage, I shall not be leaving. It is my duty as a realist to solve this problem. The underlying problem of mages is, at this moment, at the back of my mind. This phenomena here threatens to incur upon our kingdom, so it must be solved.
I've got another suggestion, if I may. Mr. Sunshock.
They turn their mask towards you.
I don't think that we can solve your racism right now in this little prison we have here. But maybe, just maybe, an effort could be made to help dispel the racist problem that your kingdom has. And the way that maybe we could do that, now hear me out. We could let you come with us and you could help us stop this problem. And you could see that my friend here, and I point to Kane, who's a magic user, is willing to help.
And I'll flash my sharp teeth at him. With a big grin.
They sort of turn their presumed gaze towards the middle of the room. Be it a joint effort or a similar path, we will be heading to the heart of this storm. And I, Dion Sunshock, have simply agreed to not treat you as hostiles upon this trek.
Great.
I do expect the same in return.
Absolutely.
Deception? Persuasion?
You want me to roll?
Yeah.
Okay. $15. Persuasion.
And they sort of mildly relax as they lean against the wall behind them and go back to silence, arms folded.
Well, real quick, seeing as we're old friends now, what you know about the prince?
And as you say that, the soil wall shifts itself down, rumbling as it does. A small set of dust kicks into the room, immediately dampening under the moisture of the room as it settles upon the ground. The lights sort of flare, and one of the guards comes in. You there, with the red hair. Come with me.
Oh, certainly. I forgot I had red hair for a second.
He's like, who? We were all looking at her hair. No one remembers.
And
Okay,
you
I'll
step
follow him.
out.
As he walks past, I'm going to touch him on the shoulder and inspire him.
Okay, awesome.
Nice.
You feel inspired as he like pats on your back. You look at him and he flashes you a wry little smile, and you know what he's thinking in there. Let's see. As you go in, I do want you to roll a percentile die, please.
Me?
Me?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yes,
Kane, because he did the magic.
Yes,
Oh,
you did
fuck.
the magic.
Yeah, they both said me and you said yes. And I was like,
I'm sorry. That was my bad.
Okay. Fuck. Meteor storm. 3 zeros.
That's wild.
No, the single digit die doesn't have a 0 on it.
What?
No, it does.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
it does.
It does?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's the 10.
I think that's 100, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you roll 100?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is you. There is Narissa. There is Ersid. There's Nonary. There's Kanua, Branch, Icescale, Dion Sunshock, and his subordinate.
We are all just standing in this.
I am rolling a D10.
Okay.
There's you. There is Narissa. And there's Ersid.
Okay.
Ersid, you feel a whisper. You feel as if something has crawled its way from another realm, another dimension, and into your very being. And you look into the middle of the room and you see just a simple slit, black and void, standing in the midst of the room. You crawl closer. You feel a cold wind pulsing out of it. Sid, I've been watching you and your friends. I have a gift.
Like, is this the prison room we were in?
Yes.
Okay. And my eyes are kind of darting around.
You can tell it's coming from this dark slit in the middle of the room.
Yeah, but
this
my eyes are like darting around to see if anyone else notices this.
You look around and like you guys just see like Erson kind of like looking in the middle of the room. His eyes are kind of freaking out. He looks visibly nervous.
What's your problem?
What's going on?
Erson, I have a gift.
And I like walk closer to the. No, I'm gonna. I don't know what to do. Fuck. I'm gonna like slowly back away.
Before you leave, understand that you only have so much time to be granted anything that you wish. You have a minute to make your wish.
Oh.
Bro, what the fuck?
Oh, what? So how long did you say I have
A minute.
You have about 50 seconds now.
to make a wish? I don't know what are things that I can wish for like in game.
Literally anything.
43,
Can I?
42.
What
Okay,
would
can I-
Erison wish
41.
for?
I wish for my brother to be here right now.
My fucking god.
Bro, this is gonna. Yikes.
I'm the strongest bard in the fucking world.
Accidentally sneeze and cast wish.
And as you think this, you say that, you hear, your wish has been granted. As all of you in the prison, so this dungeon, so to speak, see this like tear in reality, almost like a zipper, almost like a drop of blood slowly dropping in the air, trailing, leaving this sort of sludge behind it. As it begins to rip open, you see two hands begin to pull it apart. You hear the sound of reality ripping like a zipper as a robe-clad individual steps out. Very simple robes, brown, yet the smell of iron is carried with them. You can see in places where it is darker and mottled and almost crusted with what you can only presume to be blood. You see a pale-skinned individual behind the shadows of this cloak, and they look around this room, and they look at you, Ersid. Is Ersid? Is that you?
Lachlan?
Wrist
Lachlan, is that
grabbing
you?
and not hurting like this.
I mean,
Ersid?
I hardly recognize you.
Why
Is
am
this
I
real?
here?
Are you real?
Why am I here? Did you do this?
Oh, fuck.
And they sort of smile as they look around. Found yourself a new tribe, have you?
Oh, fuck.
Oh. Wow. And here I thought that I may have been rid of you. But here you stand. In the flesh. So,
Lachlan,
brother's a
where
demon.
have you been?
Brother's a demon.
I've been on my own journey. I've had places to go. A lot to see. Most of that being the truth of this world. And he looks at you, eyes wide open, eyes devoid of any childhood that you remember. His wispy red hair is now pale and lifeless as it begins to stick to his head, drooping down near his forehead in just wild curves and spikes. He has these red markings like lines dripping down from his eyes and going up through his forehead, and bags under them like he hasn't slept since the last time you saw him. He smiles, a small bit of spittle crusted around his lips. And the guard behind you draws his lance. No need for that. No need to do battle here. So, Ersid, why don't you and I take a walk?
All right. Okay, where did you want to go?
Well, certainly not here. But I'll have to make do. As he begins to step out, the guard says, "Halt. You are not supposed to be here." And he looks at them, eyes wide open. "You're going to let me and my brother through? You're going to let us leave?" And they lower their spear. "Certainly."
Oh, wow.
I'm like, Narissa is holding Nonnery and Kane like this. Like, she's grabbing them. She's scared. She's like, hell no.
Yeah, I mean, even I am intimidated.
And he begins to walk out, and he stops at the doorway. "After you, brother."
Okay. And I walk out.
And you walk out, and he steps behind you ever so closely. You can feel just the presence of him, larger than life, so unexpected as he stands here before you. You see at the top of the stairs is Kakizu. He's sort of like sitting, and he looks down, and he stands up, jolting to his feet. "Ersid, is this why you came?" And he's breathing hard.
This is Kakizu.
"Yes."
If you don't mind, I'm gonna go on a walk with my brother. He just appeared in a portal. So that's what we're gonna do. We'll be right back.
He's looking at you, and he looks over at this frail form cloaked in this ruddy garb walking up behind you as they smile. "Yes, I do think we'll be on our way." "No, I don't think that is safe. Ersid, you mustn't go." Kakizu stands before you.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
"Ersid, you mustn't go."
We mustn't go.
And he
Why
sort
not?
of grabs you, and Lachlan laughs. "Sir, I think you'd be best to let me and my brother leave. Seems like, and he looks around and like sort of like cracks his knuckles in his hands. Seems like you have enough problems on your hand already. So, I think it's best for you to let him go. Kakizu speaks up. Airsid, are you sure? Can I leave you with?
Yeah. And I like I'm like looking at Lachlan, you know, and my jubilation has turned to like confusion and trepidation. But I mean, I'm just so excited to see him. Yeah, no, it's all right. Right, Lachlan?
It's absolutely all right. So, let's go. And he just kind of walks past Kakizu, and Kakizu sort of like grabs your hand and he looks into your eyes. If you do this, you must come back. Shobin has much to say to you.
Oh, great. Now I'm torn.
And he lets you go. And the original guard starts to walk in front of you guys, letting all the other guards know that you are to be leaving. And him and another mage come up to the edge of the fortress as they open the trees in that same viney curtain as you step back out into the redolent wood. And Lachlan throws his arm around you. Looks like we have much to talk about. Very much to talk about. How have you been?
Oh my god. It's been years, Lachlan. I mean, I've been searching for you.
Not very hard. You would have found me easily if I wanted you to. So,
What do you mean?
how far can those legs go? One of them looks
How
a little
far?
upset, frustrated, new. However you'd like to describe it, can that carry you through the waste of the Badlands?
Aaron, I don't know why it's cutting out so much. I can't hear what you're saying.
No. That's such a shame. Am I cutting out now?
No, if you speak at that volume, I think it's good.
Okay. So, can those legs carry you all the way through the wastes of the Badlands?
Yeah, they did all right. You know, I got a new one.
I can tell.
I don't. I guess you know you've really grown. You've outgrown me here. You know, I used to be the one, but you look. I mean, in some kind of a shape.
You look like something.
Ersid, I am in the best shape of my life. The best.
You can tell. I mean, where on earth have you been, Lachlan? I mean, where were you?
I think it's best if I show you. Come with me. And he puts his hand on you, and you are no longer in the redolent wood. You're no longer in the redolent valley. You find yourself whisked away to a place of dirt, blood, dust, and ash. You feel the arid heat of the Badlands desert. You are inside a cave, and surrounding you, well, Ersid, let's just say I found a new tribe myself. And that's where we're gonna have to let you go, my guy.
Oh my god.
I'm screaming. I'm crying.
What the
Holy
Fucking
shit.
God.
Narissa's in there grabbing you with all of her strength. She's like, I don't like this place. First, Uren disappears in a cloud of pink shit. And then Ersid's younger dead brother rips a hole in the fabric of reality, crawls out of it, and takes him away. And when he told that guard to let him go, he just did, so he can control people's minds. So what the fuck do we do now?
I don't know. I don't know.
Man, this really this really is going in a different direction. Props to Aaron for all of this improvisation.
Hey man, your wish has been granted. Props to you.
Oh my fucking
Bro,
God.
I'm done. I completed my quest. I can retire, bro.
I'm done.
Oh, we'll certainly see about that. Anyway, back to this room. You see Dion Sunshock. He stands up, his soldier beneath him, both at the ready, and they step towards you heartily. Do you know what just happened here?
Well, from what I've put together, our friend's brother, possibly dead, possibly, well,
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Did you see how everything is broken? Everything is wrong, and it's all because of whatever is happening here. So, we speak to these gods as soon as possible so we can fix this. And he starts stepping outside. Kakizu, we are heading to Ilhayat now. You get your men ready. You send word out to Arid for reinforcements.
It's just you, me, and the Arid guys. That's dope.
And Kanua
And
looks
Konua.
around.
Oh, fuck.
Well, mate,
Don't forget Ice Pick.
Yep, Ice Pick, Konoha. We got Nonary.
You know who Ice Pick
Nonary is
reminds me
just-
of?
I'm like, what is happening here?
Ice Pick I know his name's Ice Scale, but Ice Pick or whatever. Ice Pick reminds me of that one character in Thor Ragnarok, the like bug guy with the scissor hands.
Yeah.
this is scissors. No, anyway, Connor was just like, you brought that knife in here, mate. Mind getting me loose here? Seems like we might have something to deal with. Nonary is just kind of like, I am not exactly sure, but what Acid said seems to have just happened. So I can only assume that he made a wish and it came true.
Why would Ersid wish for some creepy child to come in here and... Never mind.
I am not sure. Are you guys getting out of this dungeon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you untying Kanuma?
No.
Mate,
Come on,
Mate.
Konoha. Stand up. Get the fuck up. Let's get out of here.
Get up, stand up.
and he's, what the fuck is happening here? And he stands up and he like helps his homies out, and you guys get out, and you can just see Kakizu standing there, unmoving, looking into space with tears trailing down his cheeks. And he looks at both of you. It seems that we have a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
What happened? Do you know?
I have lost a second child, it seems. One, or both now, to this magical storm.
Are you?
Are you? Yeah, we're both like...
Ised's father?
The name Shoben is all too familiar. A caring gesture. That's what she called me, you know?
Holy
Holy
fuck.
shit. we,
I'm really, really sorry, mate.
we'll get their set back.
Yeah.
Wow, what? Just a bunch of bombshells after bombshells.
Narissa completely shell shocked. She's just like, eh.
Oof, can you roll? Can you roll a percentage die?
Me?
I
I'm going to cry. Oh my god.
can't believe
87. I think I rolled an 86 last time, so that's funny.
Wait, what spell did you roll?
She didn't cast a spell.
I didn't cast a spell.
Something happens. You're not sure.
Cool.
This is all such a mess. There is so much happening. You know, I never thought I would see my boy again. And there he is. Was. Gone with something something feels wrong about that boy.
I'll grab his hands, put like both of mine on one. We will get Erset back. I promise you. He's a little stupid, but he's strong, and you'll see him again.
I hope you speak truth. Do you have your mask on, or are you not?
Nope, I have been rolling maskless this whole time.
You seem to. You are different, both of you. He looks around. I will speak to our shaman. We will get permission for you to go to El Haid. If you think that is what will fix this, then I must ask you. It is not just Ersid you must save. I have a daughter.
This man's got so many kids.
a daughter.
Her name is Kanao. Here, come with me. And he silently walks you through Tomomori back to that stage. And can I have both of you roll perception, please?
How do you spell her name?
Kana-O.
Okay. And we're rolling perception?
Yes, please.
Oh man, you guys are without your perception god.
13.
Oh man, yeah, they are.
Yeah, we don't see shit. We
15.
15.
That's pretty good for.
Oh well.
Oh, yeah. Roll high.
You're
Fuck.
rolling with them, whatever you did.
It is. It is higher.
So 15.
So 15.
Yeah.
You notice, because you're just trying to take all this in, you're looking in the area, and you can kind of see Sunshock kind of like stomping into the distance, and he's kind of ordering around people, and then you see him standing talking to someone. They are shirtless, their hair is long and brazen, but you notice that the breeches that they wear are silver, like the light of the sun in the winter. And you look around and you see a couple more sets of silver armor throughout Tomomori as they take you back to the stage. Time passes and the six of you end up back at this shrine. You see the shaman sort of hands up, staring at that mask that coats over that arch, heading deeper into the forest. They turn around. Kakizu speaks. Sadame, they need to make it to Ilhaid. I request that they earn passage to the temple. She steps down and sort of caresses Kakizu and looks deep into his eyes and looks at all of you. Do you know what it means to pilgrimage to Uroko no Shin, to Ilhaid?
No.
You know, there was a time where Ilhaid was fervent, full of life. The Dragonborn are a wondrous people and culture. And to see that taken from them, we held a certain kinship with them and their respect. And so, every year, upon the garnering of a new shaman, they are sent out on what we call a songya to Ilhaid, Uroko no Shin, to pay respects to our fallen kindred. Kanao, destined to take my place here, as she looks up at the trees. Perform this songya, and has not returned. Upon what we presume her entrance into Ilhaid, there was a sound unlike any I have heard before. I heard the forest speak. I heard the clouds yell. I heard the ocean shift underneath. And what it told me is that there is much more to this storm. It's been growing for months now. And Kanao is in there.
In the storm.
She has yet to return.
Well, I suppose if we find her, we will try and bring her back.
Kakizu looks at you all. That is my only request. I put my faith in you all to bring my daughter back. She does not deserve to be lost in this hail. Mind you, much is afoot. Erid is here. Weisgard and their silver knights are here. There is something in this forest that means something to all of us. But what means most to me are my children. So I ask you, do you have faith in yourselves?
Absolutely.
I will do everything that I can.
Deception or persuasion?
And he kind of just looks you both very clearly in the eyes. And the shaman, Sadame, you all look beaten and bruised. Rest. These are trees of life. they will respect you if you respect them. If you need anything, you can ask Kakizu or any of the Mokangaki. They will provide you with whatever is necessary. So if you and she smiles, have a feeling that you can solve this problem, I think it'll be more than just Kakizu and Tomomori who will be grateful. And they both bow very deeply towards the six of you. And kind of, well, mate, I think you should untie me now. I think we have something to do here.
I start like walking away. I just cut it as I go, and she is on the verge of crying. She's getting out of there.
Okay.
'Cause I don't think she can cry in front of anybody.
In front of people. Mm-hmm. You get to a place by yourself. What are you doing, Kane?
I don't fucking know. Kane feels so bad right now.
We both have to go cry somewhere.
Fuck.
So bad right now.
I'm just gonna stand there.
Just gonna
Fucking look up at the trees. He's just got this inner turmoil going on in his mind. He's like, he did the opposite to this Kakizu. He feels like he took his kid away.
Ooh.
And like, it's the opposite that happened to Kane. So Kane is just so fucked up in his head right now.
I need you to roll a percentile die.
both of us going through it.
Where the fuck is the other one? For fuck's sake.
If you get another wish, and you can just wish for your mom back.
yeah, we can just do this.
We can really just wrap this whole campaign up real quick.
I wish for ultimate power. 57. I can't believe that. I can't believe I rolled a wish.
It's pretty crazy.
It's so fucking insane.
In this moment, you feel so distraught. Your mind is everywhere. You're wondering, how could you do this to someone who was in such a similar situation to yourself? You've lost both your parents, it feels like, and you can only imagine what it would feel like for one of them to lose you. It feels like your fault, and you start to feel like everyone thinks it's your fault. Narissa, Kanua, Sarame, Kakizu, and everyone even further out into Tomomori. And then you realize they don't think it's your fault. They're simply thinking. And you can feel their thoughts. And you can feel the thoughts of creatures around you deeper into the forest. And for now, you have a sense that anything within over 100 feet, you know it's there.
Wow.
Nothing can get the jump on you because your mind is melded with the forest.
Oh my god.
You're hearing people's thoughts.
I've had enough.
I want this to stop. Yeah, I think Narissa just went to go be behind a tree to cry as she thinks about Ercid's father being so torn up about his children being missing and how he loves him even though he doesn't really know him. And she's never experienced anything like that.
That's rough.
Yeah.
That's
Damn, this
just
is a sad episode of anime.
So I think it's just hitting hard, particularly right now.
as time goes on and you all have time to sort of be alone with your emotions and your thoughts and yourselves. After a while, you begin to coalesce again to start sort of figuring out how you are going to approach the next steps of your journey. You meet in the shrine. Kakizu is there. He's just been sitting. Sadame is nowhere to be found. Nanari comes up to you. Narissa. So, I'm compiling a shortlet. Let me start somewhere else. I did not mean, and he looks at you as well, Kane, for anything like this to happen. I hope you understand I give you all my sincerest condolences in the absence of not one, but two of your friends.
It's not your fault. The lightning shooting from your feet into my chest was your fault, but this is not.
If that is my fault, then so is this. I brought you all here. This was an excursion that I needed help with, and it has put you all in a grave amount of danger. Something that I was prepared for, but certainly not expecting at this level of grandeur. So, I will do my best to support you as we grow deeper to this cause.
She'll reach out and just kind of like pinch his cheek a little bit. Just don't disappear on me too, huh?
I will do my best. Was Kane,
Like, what?
is Kane really doing that?
Kane doesn't have glasses, but he puts his head forward.
And
Can I still hear thoughts?
so you're not hearing thoughts, you're more like sensing like feelings and emotions and presence. So you don't have disadvantage on like perception to locate creatures anymore because you can sort of feel where they are.
Okay.
So it's just kind of a lot of noise, and you can tell these are coming from different people, but you're not like, oh yeah, he's thinking this, he's thinking that.
Okay. Gotcha.
And like Nanari's sort of like blushing and just like, well, where I was originally starting this conversation, we need someone to go back and get our horses.
Oh, God.
Or we can maybe ask the locals to procure some form of transportation for us.
I like that one. The latter of the two. Let's ask, and if not, we can have Frostclaw do it.
Right, yes, him.
What?
And Connor would just kind of like, it's a lost cause, mate. These ones, he wouldn't even.
He's not even gonna try.
What I would like to know, Connor like steps up, is, are we working as a team here, mate?
Yes.
You fucking tell me.
Aren't we?
Excuse me.
You, Frostface and fucking Tree Branch ran away.
And you did the same.
After fighting first.
We fought first too. Well, Branch and Ice Scale, they was quick to get with it.
Yeah.
I will admit. And they sort
Yeah.
of like are just kind of like looking away.
So, the question stands. Are we working as a team or not?
Mate, I was with you there when that bloody gorilla thing showed up and started eating people. I was there, swinging my club.
1 in 3.
Look, you can't blame them, mate. Look at them.
Are they super scrawny?
There's some scrawny.
I just picture it's like when you are watching an anime and it pans and they're drawn really badly. Just kind of like really pixelated.
They're just kind of like twiddling their fingers and like clipping their claws together.
Okay.
Look, mate, they're scared.
Yeah.
And they have every right to be, mate.
You're right. You're
Like
right.
they look like a couple of chibis.
Yeah, they're just little dudes. Look, I don't care that you ran. I don't care that those two creatures ran.
You've seen these people before. You've seen lizard folks
They're just little dudes to her.
You're right, Konoha.
But we're down too. So you have to step up. If one of us goes down, we need you to pick us back up.
Oscar, Branch, you hear that? Can't run anymore. But what happens if another fiend binds itself upon us? What if one of us gets eaten next? Konoha just kind of like brandishes his club and starts waving it and points it at both of them. And you fucking get eaten, mate. That's just the gist of it.
That is the
We're
way of the
out
world.
here. That's the way of the world. Just like she said. We're out here just like anyone else, exposed to the elements. Now, if you're worried about getting eaten, so am I. But that doesn't mean you don't go down fighting, mate. I'm sorry, but if these two are willing to do it, you guys should at least be able to get half as much to their level.
I'm scrawny too.
And they sort of look at you and they just kind of like, all right, fine, you know. And they don't really say anything for the rest of this conversation.
Okay. Yes, Konoha, we're working as a team. I'm sorry I didn't cut your binds off. I just didn't want anything else to happen, like the gods get mad because I cut your binds off.
I mean, to be fair, I could have just broke out of them myself. I thought, getting them cut off might make me look a little less intimidating.
Right.
So, it's fine. Really, you don't need to be apologizing to me. You need to apologize to them, mate.
Who?
All right, Scale and Branch. First off, you keep calling them by the wrong name. Second off, they were scared. You can understand fear.
Hardly.
Yeah, you never afraid of anything.
Yeah, I usually look fear dead in the face, Try and eat it for breakfast.
Roll persuasion.
Persuasion?
Persuasion.
Persuasion,
We're going to persuade this guy. Or deception, but I don't think I've seen you run.
Kane has never run from anything.
Yeah, so I'm going to
No, he does stare.
Yeah,
He's scared, but he
Kane-
stands
Kane
there.
He sat there and took an ass whooping by that one monster.
Yeah, Kane's,
That's true.
Kane's not a bitch. He doesn't run. He's not scared.
Mama raised a soldier, not a bitch.
Ooh, that is 17.
17. He looks at you. All right then, Mac. I believe you.
As you should. Okay. Twig. Iceman. I'm sorry.
I am not even a man.
You're right.
I am a woman.
Oh! Actually
Okay.
shocked. Biggest plot twist this whole
Okay,
episode.
double sorry. Twig. Ice Lady. I am sorry for making fun of you for running. I won't do it again. We're old friends. If you, by chance, are being eaten, I will heal you.
And Carter will kind of steps in. All right, mate, I think that's a good enough agreement. Yep, that's just, now we're all on the same page. So we're off to Ilhaid. I think we're going to take us a rest for the night. Kakizu, you want to show us where we'll be sleeping? I will have many of my guard do it. Imokangaki will show you. If there's anything you need from me, I will be here. And he whistles, and a few of the guards sort of jump in from the trees, and they show you to.
Woo. Yeah. We're walking down there. I'm like, is Ice Scale and Branch your real names or the translation from your tongue?
Are you asking them?
Yeah. Walking.
It is a, how you say, not much a translation. We have chosen our names since moving towards the faith of Tuhanu.
Ah, so you picked new ones.
We picked ones that were easier to pronounce.
You don't have to do that, you know.
It was not asked of us. We simply saw it as a way to show kinship, common faith.
Well, my name is Narissa, and it means winding path to victory. So just follow me, and you won't die.
And they both look at each other and they're like, well, I think we can do that.
Very true. I've never died on her watch.
Then,
Look at me.
and they look, you are something special.
Yeah.
And so, Narissa has turned you into the beautiful being that you are now.
What? No. Shouldn't turn me into anything.
These scales do not protect you from death.
Nope.
Understood.
They only give me powers.
Great power as it seems.
Yeah.
You have skin like Tuhanu. That is something to be grateful for. A blessing.
That's how I see it.
Roll deception.
I agree. Wholeheartedly.
Fuck you. That's a natural one. So 7.
And Branch sort of comes up to you and he puts his claws on your shoulder. You will come to see the beauty. And he sort of like coasts his hand across Tomomori and like shows you the world. Without this terrible magic, this would not be here without the mother. Be grateful. In time you will see the world as it is supposed to be.
Fire and ash.
Fire and ash make for good soil to grow a new world. Hopefully, you do not turn into ash. And he sort of pats you, and you guys start walking. The guard shows you to a sort of barracks where you get in there, and they're just, we only have the rooms that we have. You will be sharing them with the Wise Guardian Knights.
No.
As well as Arid. They are here.
All of us? Like Kanawa, Ice Scale, Branch,
So the
Narissa.
barracks, there's like, they have, I guess you would say like 5 or 6 little huts that are built on the ground, and they start to stack up into the trees. And as you get inside, you see there's stairways up, but each one on all 3 floors, they're all connected to each other, and they could all fit about like 6 people each. So you guys can have your own to yourself.
Okay, we can all sleep in one little barrack.
Yes, there is sort of like what looks to be a mess hall that you walk through, and you can see all the knights there, and they're all just kind of like looking at you. You, actually, both of you are all getting some real fucked up looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
sure.
not too much kindness to be found here. As you guys are presented to your rooms, the guards bring in bed rolls. They bring in just a couple of like waters and rations. feel free to make yourself to the mess hall. That is where we will all eat if anything comes. It seems that the rest of these battalions are going to be on the move here in the next 24 to 48 hours. So, if you would prefer to join them and find strength in numbers, you may want to coordinate. If you want to leave alone, be careful. And they sort of bow and they walk out.
I'm not so sure I want those numbers.
Yeah, me either.
And Kana was all looking around, and you're just in like a 20 by 20 foot room with a couple of beds stacked on top of each other. There's 3 like hammocks all above. Definitely large enough to fit one person, comfy, but you wouldn't want to sleep here for more than like a week, that's for sure. Very low details. There's really nothing here outside of the fact like the branches and the foliage growing inside of it. These people obviously like to live in tune with nature. Nothing's been cut. Everything has been either forced to grow a certain way or they're just making do with what they have.
So the plan is, we sleep here tonight, and we leave in the morning for Eliad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's wise to pair up with the Wise Guardians and Arid together. They will then be stronger than us, and if they decide they don't like us...
Right.
Even more reason for us to be friends, mate. Aren't you glad I came along with you? See, you'd be here. Just the 3
It
of you.
would just be the 3 of us. Imagine.
But see, there's 6 of us now. And like he said, there's strength in numbers, mate.
Right.
Of course.
And I don't seem to be having too keen of a feeling on any of these people here either.
No.
You were right about them being sort of, shitty.
Yeah.
And then Nonary kind of speaks up. I, for one, am grateful to have him here.
I suppose of all the people that could be with us, you're not the worst.
And he smiles, and you can see just the sharpest teeth going across. He's just, well, that's good to hear. Then he gets on his little hammock, and he's like, I'm going to get comfy. You guys do what you're going to do. I'm going to sleep.
All right, we'll wake you in the morning then.
Mm-hmm.
Try to be a little late.
Not too late.
So we're agreed then. We travel alone so that we aren't
Alone.
killed by whatever.
Right. I also think that it's best that we get there before them.
And then what do we do about Ersid and Uren? They're just gone. Is Ersid's brother killing him and eating him or something? Like, we don't know what he was.
I have no idea.
And Uren disappeared in a puff of smoke. He could be anywhere.
Hopefully, whatever took him spits him back out in a close vicinity.
Within 100 feet of us.
At least back where he was. I'm sure he could find the elves
Yes,
from there.
we're fairly close. So I suppose that he could.
I suppose that you all could go back to where you came from, yes? You hear a voice from the hallway, and you look and you see a familiar visage, these golden locks draping down a very well chiseled, sort of tanned body. Facial hair, very well kept, sort of a stubble, nothing extremely growing. They have let go of their silver breeches and they wear some white saruel, just sort of puffy pants, feet barren, their hand on the doorway. An elf and the Yuan-Ti. A half-elf, a freak,
Thank God I'm
and
not
2
the-
lizard folks
Yeah.
walk into Tomomori to do what exactly?
Well, this is Grant, yeah?
No.
No.
It's not Grant?
No.
Grant
has
has
short
dark hair. Grant's
Short
like
hair,
dark-haired
that's right.
Captain America.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't. This guy is like the prince after the beast turns back into the prince. Like that's the vibe I
Yeah,
get from
yeah.
this guy.
What?
We're here to solve your problems. You can all go home.
Now, wouldn't that be nice? But I fear we're going to be headed out tomorrow, and it seems that you are all headed to the same place, yes?
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
Well, then let me tell you, for all that is good and holy, we serve the realm. And so we are here to serve. Not just Weisgard, but Arid, but Burnwell, but Molly Tissue, the whole of Northang. So, I thought we should maybe get to know each other in case we pass up and against the woods, yes?
Sure. My name's Kane. I use magic.
I can tell, mate. What a shame. And you, come here to scope out for some food? Are you here to murder some of us?
No. And you're lucky for it.
So are you.
Narissa.
Ah, so you have names,
Yeah, we do that where I'm from.
as we do here. I go by the name of Sallow. Salome.
Sallow.
That's what they call me. Haven't heard of me, mate. And as you hear that name, you realize that this guy is actually very popular in Weisgard. He's known as one of the Knights of the Seven-Pointed Star. One of the A-tier.
You. Ugh. Disgusting.
He is one of the 7 most prestigious knights of the Weisgard Collective.
Jamie fucking Lannister.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. Never thought I'd have the honor to be in the same room as a knight of the 7-pointed star.
And he flashes a very perfect smile. Well, mate, you seem to be well learned.
Well,
You're from Weisgard.
sure enough.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So what has you out here in the boonies?
Hey,
Well,
are wise guardians? They're humans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
you know, just doing my civic duty to the 7-pointed star. Helping clean up this evil magic. You know,
Well, glad to see you using your powers for good.
perhaps maybe I could be an honorary member of the 7.
You...
I
Mate,
could wear a little badge on my jacket, show everyone how much better I am than them. You know?
now, I wouldn't say better, but we are better suited for battle. A fate that we hope to keep our citizens away from. And something like this, well, if we can keep this kind of danger outside our walls, and so we should.
Yeah.
So if you carry that same virtue, mate, sure, maybe you could take my place one day. But until then, you might want to brush up on some actual skills instead of flailing about all that chaos you do like you and all your friends.
I've got a sword.
Are you any good with it?
Flip it around.
He just kind of like pushes that way.
Well, right, wouldn't want you to get hurt.
I don't expect to get hurt. It's one thing I don't do quite well. Just doesn't happen, mate.
Sure. Don't get to the top of the top without being the best.
I wouldn't call me the best. I'd simply say I'm blessed.
Yeah.
Blessed by the mother, Orthia. She shines her light down upon this land. And I've been hearing that you ran into a giant.
That we did.
And you kept your hands off him, right, mate?
What?
You kept your hands off him, right, mate?
Well,
We helped him.
what would you say if I didn't? What would you say if I cast a spell and melted his brain?
He frowns. I would be disappointed. You being Vice Guardian yourself. Can't quite be doing that to family, can you?
No. No, he helped. He helped kill the fiend that was there.
Well, if the giants saw you all as worthy allies, then I'm willing to put my differences aside and see you as the same.
Great. Just what I wanted, really.
You know, your sarcasm has a certain level of charm to it, a certain level that fades a little quickly. So, I mean, I would appreciate it, Kane, if you and I, Nerissa, if we could all be just honest and straightforward with each other. Because it sounds like we may have a common goal.
Sure. I think we do.
So, we have learned a little bit about this area. That giant's been coming around here for some time. But it was very recently when that fiend seemed to step in, start causing it problems. Not all of us are going to Ilhayed. There's definitely a village of them somewhere, the giants. And tell me, what do you know of our church?
Not a lot. I'm not well versed in religion.
Well, if there's any news for you, I do have a question. Have you all came across any churches while out here in this wood? Anything that seems devoted to Arthur?
In the wood, no.
Yeah, the like little thingy that was in the wall.
Not in the wood, but somewhere. He rolled a pretty high perception.
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you where it was.
Well, where was it?
Out in the Badlands.
Anam script.
Before we... Right before Arnhem script.
Do you happen to remember if there was a statue in there? Maybe who it was to?
Couldn't tell you who it was to.
Big lady.
Oh, I remember her name.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Eris is the only one that knows. Because I remember it, but I don't think Narissa knows.
That Kane, you would know, and he could tell.
Okay, well, I'll tell him
Okay,
her name.
that it was Rook.
The goddess Rook.
So,
Yeah. Do you, being an elite member of the Wise Guardian Knights, know anything about stone that was taken from any churches?
I want you to roll a general charisma check.
Don't add my modifiers.
It's not persuasion or anything, just add your charisma
Yeah,
modifier.
just the charisma.
Okay, just the mod. Uh, 15.
Mind if I come in?
Sure.
He goes and he stands by this little makeshift window and sits on the branches and kind of looks out. I know a little bit. Yeah. To be frank, that's why most of us are here. Not for this storm. However, we do think it might be related. He looks out.
So you didn't take it. The thing that goes in the wall.
No, we're trying to find out who did. And
But the ghost said. Is he lying?
roll insight.
Not the most insightful, but we'll see.
Just roll another natural
18.
18. He walked into this room asking for you all to be honest and straightforward, and he is holding true to those principles.
The ghost that we met in there said that silver armored knights took it. If that's not you, then who could it be?
Well, a couple of the A-tier, we're all out just surveying the area. We have some certain suspicions about a certain cult that seems to be growing. And they seem to be on a trail similar to ours. He looks around. Mind if we take this conversation outside?
By all means.
Sure.
He walks out. He leads you out the way. You can hear Kana was snoring, and Ice Scale and Branch are just kind of like in there looking at each other.
I
kind of
hand
in-
Ice Scale and Branch a javelin. Guard the door.
Indeed, we will. And Nanari kind of looks around. He's like, I'm actually going to come with you.
That's fine.
And you guys are walking under the boughs and bridges of this great forest of Tomomori, under all the tree houses, and start to make it deeper into the forest. And Sallow keeps pushing, like diving deeper into the forest until you guys are a reasonable ways away from the village. So how do you travel with him?
With the Tuhanol.
These cultists.
Well, we don't. Well, okay, I guess we are presently traveling with them.
We stayed at their camp because we were attacked by peritons and a manticore. We saved one of theirs from being eaten alive. They offered us camp in the middle of the Badlands. We ran into Kanoa and he wanted to come. We couldn't convince him not to, and he's really more of a bother in an annoyance sense, not so much a strength sense. So he's with us.
You know, if this were any other situation, I believe I might find my hands around both of your throats. But this is not our territory, and I think we should come at this from a neutral perspective.
He wants to choke us simultaneously.
And it would only be to get through to that abomination in there. He has a mask. Only the important ones have masks. And he doesn't wear his on his face. Do you think they all look like him?
No.
No.
You've seen the rest of them without their masks.
No.
Roll deception.
But we haven't seen all of them.
That's fine. I'm still going to have you roll deception.
Me or Kane.
I don't think she took her mask off when I was talking with her.
Okay. Me then.
Yes, just you.
17.
Nice.
Then what do you think they look like? And he looks at you very intensely.
Maybe something like me. Maybe something like someone else. Either way, I don't think you would like how they looked.
I already don't. They wear white claiming to be pure, and they spit their sludge out. That speaker goes everywhere, converting people, lying to them, telling them that not only are dragons coming back, but for good. How? Impossible. You've heard the stories. They bring nothing but terror and destruction. And you, covered in scales. Hard to believe that you're not with them.
I just woke up like this. Dragons are coming back, though. If you think that that is a lie, it's not.
No, we're well aware. We're investigating. That's part of why we're out here. Those churches you've seen, those missing murals, there's a legend that is passed down to Vice Guardians. There was 7 churches, one for each giant. Those were the main ones, but every once in a while, followers would form collectives. Certain ones had more talents than others. And so, we've heard things about a church called the Church of the Plains. Rook, Obadai, and Dunmore. Heel, wood, and stone. They all seem to work together. They're hiding something. They've always been the most secretive of the gods. And obviously, whatever they're hiding has something to do with those churches, everything that they've been stealing. And we know Dunmore's church is here in this forest somewhere. So, on your way to Ilhayat, I presume, if you could keep your eyes out for one of our churches. We have a feeling that someone is trying to abuse this information.
Because they want to find their way to the land of the giants.
Something like that is.
And not just you.
And that's the confusing part. You said a ghost claimed someone was in our armor taking these. And what if it wasn't?
Why would the ghost lie?
What if it wasn't us in the armor?
Sure, someone impersonating Vice Guardians. Or, what if one of your 7 is not as virtuous as you think that he is or claims?
I hardly doubt that. I know them all personally.
Blinded by the light.
No, I don't think so. I think our light shines and guides us. It does not blind.
And if it doesn't? If you're wrong,
Or,
and there are snakes in your midst, what do you do then?
Then we will be righteous, just like Arthea was. And we will deal with that matter.
only something to consider, mate.
I certainly understand. I don't feel any offense if that's what you're implying.
No.
I simply ask that you all keep your eyes out.
Sure.
Because we can't let this information get into the wrong hands. This is devout scripture that belongs to the Church of Arthea and no one else.
And so if I find, or we find, this church, what do you want us to do? Take the script?
You promise you'll bring it back to me.
If I ever find myself in Vice Guard, I suppose.
We are going to be in the same area.
But what if we don't run into each other again?
Well, normally I'd say that's for the best. But in this case, I certainly hope we do. It seems that Arthea's light has guided us together for a reason. So, I'm willing to take this as a blessing and not simply an emergence of sinners.
You really sure you want a sinner helping?
Well, are you a sinner? Or are you like those who may be claiming to wear our armor? A wolf in sheep's clothing. Or sheep in wolf's clothing in this case.
You called her a sheep.
I'm none of those things.
Well, I don't presume to know who you are. All I hope from you is not as a wise guardian, but man to man. that you can stay true to your word and bring that scripture back to me. And we keep it out of the hands of these cultists, these liars.
If they're the ones taking it.
If they're the ones taking it. But haven't you noticed? They're everywhere. And they're looking for things.
Oh, I bloody noticed they're everywhere.
The faith is growing. And it's wrong. These beliefs, these teachings, can't certainly agree to them. The great enemy of the giants, our saviors? What's that for smart? What's that for smart boy?
I don't have the answers. I just live here. I think things are strange and getting stranger for a reason. Maybe not everything has such a clear answer. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But you're not the only one who's blessed, you know.
Indeed. Indeed. Well, may the light of Arthur shine upon you. If we see you in our excursions, I will be happy. If not, I hope you are safe. And he walks back in the Tomomori.
I'm like, Mike, why? Why?
I don't know. I get real sick of those guys.
Everyone is so mean to us all of the time.
Well, lots of people judge books by their covers. You know, especially those who think they're better than everyone else.
Well, maybe his dead brother will tear a hole out of reality and come disappear him, and maybe he deserves it.
Yeah, I hope he does get disappeared.
I certainly hope we are not the ones doing the disappearing.
Neither of you are allowed to disappear, okay?
Okay.
We promise each other?
You either.
All right, we don't disappear on each other.
Yeah, no
Please
one
don't
disappears.
disappear him.
Huh?
Don't disappear Sallow.
Well,
If it happens, it happens. But if this happens on purpose, we will have to do our best to keep your names under wraps.
yeah. I mean, I'm real flashy when people ask me my name. It's hard to say, but I don't really like to be known about, especially in Weisgarten.
So, we agree. The storm disappears him. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
If you two disappear him, I am leaving.
Fair enough.
Sounds good.
And let's get some rest. It sounds like we have quite a huge couple of days ahead of us.
Does seem so.
Well then, we shall go. And that's where we're going to call it today, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. This was a lot of fun. We'll
Yeah,
see you
this
guys
was
next
crazy.
week. Feel free to jump into our Discord and hang out, talk to us about anything and everything. We'll see you next Saturday. Bye-bye.